I was talking about uh, these modules and phpMyAdmin. Now, if something bad happens, like something abnormal happens, just like in case if Apache or MySQL fails to start, so it would be showing red, unlike this green, because everything is going okay. So that's why this Apache and MySQL are green. So if it shows red here, it means that another program is using port 80 or 3306 for MySQL. So solution for Apache is you just click on the configuration here, and after clicking on the configuration, just go to http httpd dot configuration. So this is the configuration file, and after that change listen 80. So just control F, listen. So find this listen, and configuration file allows you to change listen 80. Here it is. So now we do not need to do that because everything is going okay in my case. So after that, listen 82, you can change listen 80 to 8080. So just if any other program is using this, you can change this 80 to 8080. So just if your system is going abnormal and it is showing red, you can just change that 80 to 8080 and you would be good to go. So now after that, if anything bad happens with MySQL or this port, it means that you need to stop and any other MySQL service in Windows services. So now uh, go to your browser and open phpMyAdmin and localhost phpMyAdmin. Just the proper URL for the localhost is http colon double slash localhost forward slash php my admin. Was not found. Okay, I did not. Localhost php my admin. Now it is okay. So now it has opened the interface for php my admin. So now let me introduce to the interface of phpMyAdmin to you. On the left sidebar, it displays all of the databases which are included on our server, and on the top menu, it is showing the database SQL status, user account, export, import, settings, replication, variables, character sets, engines, and plugins. So on the SQL tab, it is showing write and execute custom SQL queries. So we can write queries over here, and after writing the queries, we can click on go, and it will execute the query if the query is correct. So on the export tab, it is used for backing up your entire database, and import tab is used for restoring the database. So you would just click on the choose file, and you would be selecting the exported database, and that will upload that database. And now we will move further. We have installed the XAMPP Okay, we have started Apache and MySQL services. Okay, so we have accessed phpMyAdmin, and you can first of all you need to take a screenshot of that, and you would be preparing a report that you have completed your installation. So now just go towards the database creation, data types, and constraints. So now what we need to do, we need to open phpMyAdmin and click the database at the top tab, and after that in create database field type iub underscore university underscore db. So create database name would be iub underscore university underscore database. So we have created the database. So just notice that you'd always use this underscore instead of dash, because it is the practical and professional approach to use underscores. So this is the collation utf8 mb4 underscore general underscore ci. This is basically the case insensitive. If any of you will enter the anything which contains the upper and lowercase letters, so it would be ignoring that case, because this is case insensitive. So just let me search about this collation utf8 mb4 utf8 mb4 general ci. It was general ci, yes. So what is this? Is a legacy collation that does not support expansion, contractions, or ignorable characters. So it can make only one-to-one comparison between characters. So it is by default set at this. So just click on the create, and database has been created. So now we would be going towards creating our first table. So now what has been happened behind the creation of that database? Basically, we have executed a query that create database, sorry, database iub underscore university underscore database. So that is basically the actual command which ran behind all of the scenes. So this is what happens behind the scenes. So that command was used to, you have answered, you want to leave this, okay, okay, just leave that. Okay, now the database iub underscore university underscore db appears in the left sidebar. So click on it, just I have clicked on it. Now we would create the table. So now how many columns and table name would be can be students, can be faculty, can be administration. So we can create any name of the table, but I have told you that we are going to create an entire database for iub university. So we would be naming the tables according to our previous structure. So first of all, we would be creating the departments table under the database. So just click on the create table, just click on this, and now the table name would be departments. departments. So number of columns should be 6 and click on create. So now we would be defining the table structure, and table name is department. So what kind of fields should we? First of all, we would go towards department ID. So basically these are the columns, and after that department code, after that department name, after that location, which we have discussed, and budget, and contact underscore email or phone. Phone is best, I think. Okay, now we would be defining the data types. So id should be in integer. Okay, department code can be in varchar, and department name varchar, and location varchar, and budget, yes, now budget would be in decimals. So and contact phone should be in varchar. So now we would be defining the maximum length. id for id maximum length would be 11, and for department code I think 10 is suitable, and for department name can be lengthy. So we define the value of length for 100, and now the location can also be lengthy, so 100 for location as well, and for budget 12 and 2. So this is tricky because budget can be in millions, so we would be defining the numbers before the period and after the period. So that's why we have defined it 12 comma 2, and contact phone number maximum length is 20. So now we would be defining the default value of department is not null, so it is okay. This should be not null as well, this should be not null as well. So location can be null, and budget can also be set as null, and contact phone can also be set as null. So now, sorry, I have mistakenly none null as defined current timestamp. No, no. So now what would be in our auto increment, because ID should be in our auto increment, and ID must be set as the primary key. So now move column, any other important thing. So let me verify it again. Department underscore id, department underscore code, department underscore name, location, budget, contact phone. Okay, so let me go through the types. Int, varchar, decimal, okay, varchar, okay, length 11, 10, 100, 12 comma 2. Okay, okay, default null. So collation, we do not need to set the collation because it is already set by default as the UTF-8 MB4 underscore general underscore CI. So now we have created the table. Click on save. Now the table have been saved. So we have successfully created our first table. So now just I think that is enough for now. Just stay connected for next lecture, and I'll be updating or inserting the records into that table. So just wait for my new lecture.